So who do we got coming up here, Lindsay?
Oh my gosh, do we have her on the phone yet?
We got her.
We do. So I can just dote on her and talk about her because it's fun over on this new platform we're on over at radionemo.com, YouTube, streaming everywhere, as well as on iHeart. We love you, iHeart, or the Heart of I, as Jimmy Mack would say. I've been talking with several of my good friends here in Nashville and different artists, but also my dear friend Elise, who's a publicist, and she and I have been doing. So she created the truck stop tour with me years ago, Brad and Jim. You've met her, Brad.
Elise. Yeah, tell her hello.
Yeah, I will. And so she and I love to be in the mix, but also do things differently. And so we just like giggle about how Nashville works and like roll our eyes, but then also, find that sweet balance of playing the game. And part of the game is finding people that you know and love and trust. And when I say, Elise, do you have any great artists for on the show? Anybody Elise sends me, I'm like, I know this is going to be good. I know I'm going to like this person. And she's already like, you girls are going to be friends. So TracieLynn's about to be my new friend. And that's fun because that rhymes too. So that's good. So guys, I'm so excited about today's guest. She's not just another country artist. She's a firecracker. She's a truth teller. I love that. Quite frankly, she's a badass. She's got nearly 400,000 followers on TikTok, over 100,000 on Instagram, more than 10 million streams across all platforms. TracieLynn is proving you don't need a label to make major waves. This is my kind of conversation. She's been #1 on Radio Disney, featured on countless Spotify playlists, and her videos have pulled in over 7.3 million views on YouTube. I sounded like Oprah there. Million. Her songs are raw. They're real. They're honest. There's some comparisons in here that I'm going to talk about in a bit. Also, she's been placed on Yellowstone. Yes, that Yellowstone. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, guys, this girl is the shit. Brand new single called Good and Gone coming out August 1st and an EP coming out September 5th. I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to be friends with this girl. Please make welcome to the show my new friend and yours, TracieLynn. Good morning.
Woo! Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I am in my house, and it's made of, pretty thick stone. So for whatever reason, if I start going a little robot on you or crackly, just let me know, and I'll move to another part of the house.
Let's talk about your house made of thick stone. Are you one of the, from Goldilocks or something, or what's going on?
It is a very Hansel and Gretel vibe. It's like a over 100-year-old farmhouse. And I love it. It's just it's so much character, and nothing is perfectly shaped, and I like it that way because it just adds to the warm character of it.
Are you in?
Sorry.
Are you in East Nashville?
No. So I am about 20 minutes north of downtown Nashville, and we love it. I mean, we love it so far. We're near Goodlettsville.
Yeah.
And
okay.
We knew that we wanted land, so my husband and I lived downtown for 5 years, and we loved it. I mean, I knew that when I first came to Nashville because I had been coming to and from Nashville since I was little, but we finally pulled the trigger 5 years ago. We got married, and then I was like, so we're going to move to Nashville, by the way. And he kind of knew that since the first day he met me. We've been together for 10 years. But
now that I have the ring, I can tell you where to go.
Yeah, exactly. So I knew when we first moved here, I kind of wanted to live in the total chaos of everything, just from a networking standpoint, getting my feet wet. And so we moved here. I don't remember what year it was. It was literally 2020 or 2019 or right before 2020. And we lived downtown for 5 years, and we loved it. But then it just kind of got to the point where it's rent is only good for so long in my eyes. It's just a lot of money down the drain that you're not going to get back. And so we were looking for houses, but the market was insane, felt like robbery. So we're okay, we just sat around. We kept looking after 4 years living downtown, and finally a house came available. And I was like, we gotta just jump on it. It seems like nowadays, it's if you see something you like in the housing market, if you don't buy it right then or get it right then, right there, people are buying sight unseen. So it's
yeah, I heard someone say the other day, if you have to sleep on it, you can't sleep in it. And I thought that was great.
Exactly. Especially with land. So we're on 4 acres. We're on a small farm. And so a very small farm. Well, it's not even, I wouldn't even call it a farm. I would say more of I guess a homestead vibe, but I wouldn't even go as far as say a homestead. I grow a lot of my own veggies. I have a fruit garden, veggie garden, I have 11 chickens, 2 turkeys. So it's a little mix of the both of them, but I love it. I call it therapy. I'm like, y'all go pay for your therapy. I walk into my backyard. That's mine.
I get it.
By the way, just to let people know, TracieLynn is also literally likes the action. Tracie, I've always said that people who actually get into entertainment get into it for one of 3 reasons. Actually, everybody gets into it for the same 3 reasons, but one is dominant. They either want to be somebody, they want to do something, or they like the action. And anybody that looks at your resume, and just hearing you talk, by the way, you are somebody who definitely likes the action. You got a steady touring schedule. You got the Patriotic Festival, the Carolina Country Music Fest, Greenville Country Music Fest. I could go on, by the way. This would be the entire show if I actually tried to list all the places you've been. But you open up for Morgan Wallen, Sarah Evans, Sam Hunt, Riley Green, Alabama, the Marshall Tucker Band. It goes on and on. How much of a whirlwind have the last few years felt like? Because you said to your husband, okay, we're moving to Nashville. That's it, game, set, match. I mean, and you've often alluded to it just now. You really like mixing it up and getting out there and the going and the doing, right? I mean, do you feel any need to slow down as things have begun to pick up?
Oh, God, no. I always tell people, they're like, oh, my God, you've made it. I'm like, what? No. I'm still just getting started. I think that's just, like, in my blood. I'm just really hungry, and I feel like I was actually talking to one of my good friends, Lexi, the other day, and I was like, I just feel like even if I had the biggest record deal, the most killer booking agent, I had all the pieces to my puzzle, I still would be hungry. And I think that that's so important to have, being in entertainment in general, whether you're in music, whether you're in acting, modeling, whatever it may be, is keeping that hunger. Because I think as soon as you get comfortable, then, I don't know. I just, to each their own. But for me, no, I'm definitely not slowing down. I will say my tour schedule this summer has been much slower than usual, or than I would like, but that's because I can't really say too much about it because I signed papers that said that I wouldn't say anything about it, but I got hit with opportunities in the filming world of things, 2 different opportunities that basically would have consumed my spring, summer, and so touring-wise, I obviously didn't book shows because I was not going to be here. But anyways, those ended up happening. So now I had the whole summer, and the kind of shows I'm booking, I'm not doing the cover band thing. I'm doing all like original shows, so ticketed shows, and those, you have to book those 6 months to a year out. So, summer touring wise is a little more light, but that's okay because it's given me tons of time to write. Honestly, I've been practicing my butt off on guitar. I've always written with guitar, and I've always played guitar since I was little, but I just want to be better at it. And I guess that goes kind of back to like the hunger of everything. I think you can always get better at what you're doing, especially in an industry that is changing at an insane rate every single day. So it's like just when you think you know what you're doing and you have your hand on the reins, it's like, oh, never mind, we're going to change how this works. And obviously social media plays a huge part in that. Everything is algorithm based. So,
and because nobody knows how the music business works, including the executives in it at this point. So
I do, but I forgot.
Exactly.
I have no idea anymore. I actually know how it works perfectly, and every morning I go to sleep, every night I go to sleep saying I've got this whole thing down, and then I wake up the next morning and go, oh no, it's changed, too late. So by the time you figure it out at the end of day, you wake up for a new reality. That's it, right?
Right, for sure. And honestly, my true honest opinion is, at the end of the day, every single person, I don't care if you are Joe Schmo who has been in this industry for 50 years or you're Susie who's been in it for 2 years. Everyone has their own opinion on how things work, what things you should do, what things you shouldn't. And I think the most important thing you can do as an artist is just do what works for you, and always be open to people's opinion, because we all know they have them. But what's more important,
and they all stink.
Some are worse than others.
What's more important than being open to the opinions is knowing what to do with them and be able to filter through, to literally, quite frankly, be like, okay, I'm listening to you, but I'm not taking that advice. Or, you know what I mean? It's just you have to, if you start listening to everyone's opinion and start letting those opinions guide you in what you're doing, you're just going to end up in a hole and not know who you are
Yeah.
or what you're doing.
Yeah, Tracie, the thing that I have found too is that it's about learning to listen as opposed to take, in the sense that it's like a lot of people
Yes.
will give you advice. What you have to often do is say, don't listen to the prescription, listen to the diagnosis. That often you'll say, okay, they're giving me advice to do this particular thing, and you've got to say, that particular thing is stupid, but they're telling me to do this thing because something is missing in this particular place. I need to solve the problem myself. It's right diagnosis, wrong prescription a lot of the time, where you're like, that's dumb advice, but your insight into what's wrong is great. How to fix it? Please stop talking. That kind of it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
So do you go by TracieLynn the whole thing, or Tracie?
Honestly, whatever feels
T-Lynn. T-Lynn.
She'll give you a nickname.
TL. I don't know where that came from, but I didn't stop it. I was like, that's fine. I mean, again, whatever you like, I'll respond more than likely.
Noted. Hey, girl, hey. Wait, you mentioned your good friend earlier, Lexi. Which Lexi is that? Out of curiosity.
Tessie, I don't think you'll know her.
Okay,
you
different.
Know Rob Mays, maybe. They're like some of our like best friends, and they live literally right up the
Okay,
street from us.
sorry. Thought it was a different Lexi. I didn't mean to play the Do you know who game.
No, she's not in music. She's like a dancer. Like she was like Katy Perry's backup dancer, and she does acting. And so no, she's not in the music world. But we were like so lucky. I was literally saying the other day, I'm going on a tangent here now, but it's so hard, I think, as an adult and being in the entertainment industry to make friends. It's like you constantly meet all these people, and yes, like tons of friends. But I mean like the friends where like when you're having a bad day, you call them and you can just like unravel on them and they listen. You know what I mean? And I think maybe that's just an adult thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I have all like my best friends from like high school and whatever, and we're also friends, but like, I don't know, you move to new cities and it's just as hard, and work is so tunnel vision too. So yeah.
Well, we're not
Anyways, that was my
exactly.
little tangent.
Yeah, no, you're right. We're not. I'm a songwriter performer here in Nashville. And we're not exactly. We didn't exactly pick the industry to know why people are friends with you, or you have to really sort through that, or why you're friends and why you're friends with other people too. Like I had to check myself at some point quite recently and be like, okay, I've got this handful of people in my life, or a lot of people in my life, and I'm older now. I have a child. I've moved out to the woods, like. Outside of Nashville. So like to be somewhere, I have to really want to be there. And I had to like really take stock and be like, why is that person in my life? And if it's not a two-way street, I'm out, but it's a real presence.
I'm the same way. I'm like, literally, if the glass is like only half, you can't be like exerting your energy into something that's not feeding your energy back. Like that's just not good. But yeah, anyways, I guess my point was saying it's really nice when you do like meet really good people and like you click and it's like, oh, this is so nice.
My point is just hate everybody, Tracie, and be surprised when somebody's okay. That's where I'm at.
Listen, I prefer animals.
Same girl. Same. You and the turkeys.
Yeah.
Jim.
By the way, there's a really fun song, Broadway Cowboy. And I wanted to kind
That's a good one.
I wanted to kind of talk about this for a second here too, because it's upbeat. It's got a really, it's got nice licks and all that groovy stuff. But if you listen really hard to the lyrics, there's a little bit of bite in TracieLynn. There's a real sense of, all right, poser. I mean, it literally is, and there are a lot of people out there who are listening to this show who are genuinely authentic cowboys. There are a lot of men and women who are genuinely authentic cowboys. These guys can handle horses. Mm-hmm. These gals can shoe horses. Many of them can operate a pistol. Often hot, tough dudes and dudettes on the nation's highways. This is about a different kind of cowboy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you've been to Broadway, then you would. If you've been to Nashville, then like you get it. If you haven't been, then maybe you don't get it as much. But yeah, I mean, that song is so fun. I love that song. That song was actually one of the first songs I ever wrote by myself. Oh, actually, I take that back. My husband came up with the line. He's sitting next to me. He can hear you guys.
Congratulations to him, by the way. Congratulations for getting dragged to Nashville. I just want to offer him congratulations. Thank you for your service. Go on, please.
Yeah, no, you're fine. But yeah, I mean, that one came about in kind of a funny way. You get asked all the time as like a singer-songwriter, like, oh, well, what's that process look like for you? Like, how does the start of a song look for you? How do you write? and everyone's so different. And for me, there is no specific way. I just think creativity for me comes out of nowhere. It's not like a switch I can just like turn on. It's one of those things where when it happens, whether it's a lyric, whether it's a sound, whether it's, you know, something going on outside, a visual thing, I just immediately write it down in my phone. And so like with Broadway Cowboy, I was just sitting out on my porch, and it was like, it wasn't even a weekend. And this was when we lived downtown, like very much downtown Nashville. I was like drinking my coffee out on the porch, whatever. And I heard like just complete chaos. Like, I think it was like Luke Combs, like Beer Never Broke My Heart, just like blasting below my balcony. So I looked over my balcony. I kind of already knew it was a party bus of some sort. But like, keep in mind, again, it's a weekday. It's like
Tuesday at 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Like literally, it's just like really early. Like, so that's why it like caught my attention more so, because a lot of the party buses, I feel like it's bigger, louder Thursday through Sunday. And so anyways, I peeked over the balcony, and it was just a bunch of dudes, like the, you know, like the buy two, get one free boots, new hats. And I knew they were new hats because it was just like too clean looking. And so I literally was just like, whatever, too loud, too chaotic for me. So I went to walk inside, and I literally mumbled to myself. I was like, all those Broadway Cowboys. And then I was like, wait, I don't think somebody's done that before. And this song,
quick Google search. Time to write it.
Yeah. No, I don't even think I searched it. I just kind of went with what was coming to me in the moment. Because, like, again, what I said earlier is, like, when the creativity sparks, you have to feed it. You just have to, feed it and hone in on it. And so I did. I just, like, I think that day I, like, wrote the first verse and the chorus and the melody. Actually, I think the original melody I wrote, was it the same? I want to say it was the same. But anyways, and then the next day I finished the song. I brought it to my guitar player at the time, who's one of our good friends. And he'll, like, help me create demos and stuff. I really didn't need to create a demo for the song, to be honest, because the producer I work with, I normally just bring him a scratch, which is like me playing the guitar and singing into my phone. And he has enough of an ear and understanding me and my artistry that we can just build something out from there. But with Broadway Cowboy, I was like, I want to create a demo for the sake of it, just to like gain a better grasp on the production direction I want to go in. And so we did, and we essentially took the melody that I'd already written and just beefed it up. And then we created the demo, and then we brought it to Grady, who's one of the producers I work with. And I was like, okay, but we need to beef it up more. And so it just was like the stepping stones into becoming the song that it is. And it's beefing. So fun. Yeah, it's just like tongue in cheek. It's like not supposed to be like a hard, like a mean song. It's like if you take that offensively, then maybe, you know, I'm not the artist for you. Like, I don't know.
Which is fine. Tracie, when you realize you're not for everybody, that's when you've made it. It's taken me 46 years to figure that out, but now I get it. Well, I want to pivot.
We've the artist for everybody.
We're talking with TracieLynn. You can head over to her website, which is TracieLynnmusic.com, TracieLynnn music.com. Tracie, I'm gonna guess you've got a killer voice, and so and when listening through your music, I'm gonna guess you've gotten vocally a Carrie Underwood reference before.
You guys are gonna wait. You might already know this, and that's why you're asking.
Oh, no, I don't.
Quite a few times I have been referred to, and I've thought of, you know, capitalizing on this opportunity. I get called Walmart Carrie, which honestly, I'm like, listen. First of all, if you want to compare me to Carrie, I understand from like a vocal standpoint. I would say lyrically, we're different. Like we have different vibes, different lyrics.
Absolutely.
But
for sure.
Okay, whatever, I'll take it. But, like, at the end of the day, call me Walmart Carrie. I don't care. I'll own it because I'm not trying to be America's sweetheart. I'm not that, and I'm okay with it. And so it's one of those things where it's like, you think you're offending me. I will own that title, and I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah. Well, I brought it up. I think Walmart Carrie is actually the funniest thing ever because what that means is you're a badass singer, but you've got grit. So I'm like, take it and run with it. I think that's awesome.
Exactly.
But my question, well, the reason I brought it up, because listening, and of course, I mean that as a compliment. Carrie is obviously an amazing singer, as are you. But it's interesting, and we've unfortunately only got a couple minutes left. But I'd love to hear you quickly unpack the idea of when you get a reference, when you get you get I'll say a compliment like that and compare a comparison to somebody. How do you kind of decipher? It's like, you want to take that to heart and be like, that's cool, but I'm also my own thing. And I think the Walmart version of it really is probably the answer right away. But how do you differentiate from being like a nod to somebody that is a mega star and clearly has chops, but being your own person? Again, maybe it's Walmart.
For sure. I mean, at the end of the day, I think, so for me, I would say who I am as an artist, my music is heavily influenced by those early 2000s Miranda, like, I say all the time, like, the slash his tires, burn his house down, like kerosene, like all of that stuff is what I grew up listening to, and it absolutely impacted and shaped me as an artist. I love that sound. I don't think it really exists as much as it should. And so, yes, so when somebody all the time, like I released a song called To Hell or Good Years. I mean, they're like sister songs. The production is just, they're very similar. And when people are like, oh my God, they're like, wait, we love this. This sounds like a perfect mix of like a Carrie, a Miranda. And I don't think they mean that in a mean way other than they mean it the same way I mean it. It's like,
it's a great mix.
We grew up on that. We loved that sound. And so for me as an artist, I'm like, that was kind of the sound I was going for. With the TracieLynn twist, because that's the sound I love. That's the sound I grew up on, that builds me, that shaped me. And again, I don't think it really exists anymore. And I mean, I'm sure there are other artists trying to do it, but, and it already has a proven track record to work. Like, it already had its moment. And nowadays, I feel like all of this older country sounding stuff like that early 2000s is coming back. So, I love that sound, and maybe it's not for everybody because I know a lot of people like that pop stuff, and that's cool too, and like I respect it all. But I take it as a compliment because if that's in my line of vision when I walk into the room with the producer and I want to hone in on that sound because that's what I love. But make it TracieLynn, obviously, because I'm the one writing these songs. But and so it's a compliment. I'm like, oh my God, okay.
But also tell your husband to watch his back. That's all I'm saying.
I'll also tell everybody out there, by the way, that actually TracieLynn gets the victory in overtime. We have actually gone overtime here, and we are so thrilled.
Sorry.
Why are you sorry? I would have stopped.
We can
I'd have
talk
said,
to you
shut up.
forever.
I'd have been like, shut your mouth. I'm talking. TracieLynnmusic.com is where you want to go to. And I really do hope you actually perfect the Mart of Wall, because it would make you a multinational, multi-billion-dollar Fortune 500 company. So keep going in that direction. Well done, TracieLynn. Thank you, dear.
Thank you guys so much for having me, and have an amazing rest of your weekend.
You do, and congratulations on the new music, the new album coming out September. Please come back again with new music when it is out to the world.